मैं एक चीज और आपसे ये कहना चाह रहा था कि मैंने अभी लिसनिंग पे बहुत रिसर्च की है। और लिसनिंग, अगर जैसे आप वर्ड भी लिखते हैं अपनी नोटबुक में, तो LISTEN। अब मेरी बेटी जब छोटी थी, 3.5-4 साल की, तो एक बार स्कूल से बहुत एजिटेटेड होकर के आई और उसने मुझसे कहा कि भाई पापा, मेरे जो इंग्लिश के टीचर हैं इनको कुछ नहीं आता जाता। तो मैंने कहा क्यों, क्या हो गया? उसने कहा कि हमको आज एक वर्ड सिखाया है, या तो उसकी स्पेलिंग गलत है या उसका प्रोनाउंसिएशन गलत है। मैंने कहा कौन सा वर्ड? तो यही था, LISTEN। उसने कहा अगर टी है तो फिर इसको प्रोनाउंस करिए, अगर प्रोनाउंस नहीं कर रहे हैं तो टी हटा दीजिए। छोटे बच्चे इस तरह का सवाल कर सकते हैं। 3.5-4 साल की तो थी उस समय। अब मैंने थोड़ा उस पर विचार किया और मैंने सोचा कि मैं इसमें क्या जवाब दूं बच्चे को। तो मैंने देखा कि बेटा, जब हम सुनते हैं तो थोड़ा साइलेंट रहना पड़ता है, इसलिए लिसन की स्पेलिंग में एक लेटर ऐसा डाल दिया है, टी, जो साइलेंट रहेगा। फिर मैंने और जब उस पर विचार किया तो मैंने देखा कि LISTEN, कोई लेटर हटाना नहीं है, कोई लेटर जोड़ना नहीं है, इनको जंबल अप कर दें तो लिसन का साइलेंट बन जाता है। तो कहने का मतलब ये हुआ कि लिसनिंग एंड साइलेंस बोथ आर टू साइड्स ऑफ द सेम कॉइन, दे गो हैंड इन हैंड। अब जब हम पहले, कोरोना के पहले, जब हम फिजिकल क्लासेस लिया करते थे और जब रियल टाइम में क्लासेस होती थी ऑफलाइन मोड में, तब मैंने कुछ लिसनिंग पर थोड़े एक्सपेरिमेंट्स किए थे और मैंने ये पाया था कि जो हमारे स्टूडेंट्स हैं उनमें 15 मिनट का एक अटेंशन स्पान होता है। और ये आप भी टीचर हैं तो आप भी इसको यूज करके देखिएगा, जब भी ऑफलाइन क्लासेस शुरू होंगी तो आपको इंटरेस्टिंग लगेगा। 15 मिनट के बाद में आपको क्लास में कुछ ना कुछ डाइवर्जन, कुछ ना कुछ चेंज, कुछ ना कुछ मोनोटोनी ब्रेकर डालना है, तो फिर वापस अगले 15 मिनट के लिए वो री एनर्जाइज होकर के और फिर आपकी बात सुनेगा ध्यान से। तो इस तरीके से यदि 1 घंटे की क्लास है तो 15-15 मिनट के आप तीन जो सेगमेंट्स, तीन इस तरीके के मोनोटोनी ब्रेकर्स डाल देंगे, तो देन यू विल हैव this particular situation. Some people are saying that I should speak in English only. I'll try to do that, no problem. It was only that communication becomes better for the majority of the participants if I use the mixed language. If you are not at all able to follow me, then I can shift to English completely, no problem. So then what I was thinking, that this kind of experiment which I conducted for listening, so for the classroom, physical classroom, then I realized that if I, every 15 minutes, if I introduce any monotony breaker, and so then in that case, what happens is that this class becomes much more effective. Now, for the last exactly 1 year, since the corona pandemic has started and lockdown period has started, and I remember that I started speaking online from 10th April onwards, so I'll be completing a year next month, early next month. After 6-7 months, I again conducted this experiment, repeated this experiment for listening in the online environment. And I realized that here the challenges are much more different, because the silence is very much ensured. The host can mute everyone, and also the physical silence was never a problem in the class also. It was the mental silence that was the problem, because even though your student was sitting in the classroom physically, but then his mind can be somewhere else. There can be a lot of noise in his mind, so your lectures become less effective. In the online environment, this problem is even more. I understood. I did some, conducted some experiments and collected some data, also collected some feedback as well. Based on that, I want to share with you some 2-3 minutes my findings. I found that in the online environment, most important thing is the first 3-4 minutes of the speaker. If the audience is there to listen to the speaker, and if the speaker is able to bind them to his topic and engage with the audience, then they are going to be there for a longer time. Otherwise, then the even the physical presence would not be actually ensured, because of the fact that no video is there, no audio is there, and so really whether the person is listening or not cannot be judged by the speaker or the host or whatever. Then I realized that in online teaching, I found that the attention span is even lesser than you can say 15 minutes, because the overall, I found that the overall preferred length of a session was 45 minutes, not even 1 hour. And I found that 10 minutes was the maximum attention span. And so those monotony breaking exercises have to be done every 10 minutes and all. And also, there was this feedback also I received, that in the cases where the teacher was giving the monologue continuously for full 1 hour and then having discussion later on for the 15-20 minutes, 10-15 minutes, and for the sake of discussion having a discussion, so then that approach was not correct. And so I changed my approach according to the results of the survey that I have conducted and based on the feedback received. And so they preferred that you speak for somewhere around 10-15 minutes, divide your lecture into few segments, and then after every segment allow some discussion. These could be, you can say, minor discussion points, 5 to 7 minutes each time. You can have 2, 3, 4 segments depending upon the duration of the session, and then towards the end you can have a elongated discussion session for somewhere around 15, 20, 25 minutes or whatever. But the online audience wants more and more interaction, more and more discussion, more and more participation, as long as they are very much into the sync with the speaker and the topic that he has covered. So I thought that because you are fellow academicians, so I thought that I should share this particular facet of online teaching with you. You have also had similar experiences, and you have also been doing a lot of innovative things and doing a lot of experimentations in your teaching, so that you can make it more interactive and more effective and all those things. So I thought that I should share some of these aspects with you. Friends, as I said that we all have to be active listeners and active learners also. And so I request you to have your copy and pen ready so that you can jot down some of the important points of my speech. Although I have shared the study material of this session on BI, next session on EI, and tomorrow's session on research publication. For all the 3 sessions, I have already submitted my study material to the organizers, which they will be sharing with you in due course of time. Also, you might be knowing, because it is the 4th day of your this thing program, and I think that this will continue till 27th, and so you are going to have a test in the end of the program. And it is my habit that I myself make questions for these 3 sessions, and there are 10 questions which I have already framed, and the answers of those 10 questions will be very much available in these sessions only. As long as you are jotting down some of the important points and listening to me carefully, you will be getting that benefit also, that you will be doing very well in these 10 questions that will be part of your examination. So friends, with this background and with this context, let us begin now. And I request you to write down learn in your notebook. So just write down learn. Santosh ji, have you written learn? Santosh Lal, can you respond to me? Organizers can unmute Santosh if he is finding any difficulty, because my session will be interactive like that only. I'll be inviting the participation from the respondents very frequently.
We have given the unmuting rights to all the participants.
Oh, you have already given. Wonderful.
Yes, sir.
Great.
Yes.
Great. So I'll call upon Bhavna.
Sir, a few participants are also responding in the chat window, sir. Can you see the
Yeah,
chat?
I have seen chat, and mainly I have seen two chats from Seema, and Professor Kavita Saxena has written. Okay. Bhavna should respond. Professor Deepak to respond. Dr. Charul Jain has responded. Devin Singh has responded. Great. Professor Deepak, Dr. Lynette, okay. Now, can you remove L from the spelling of learn? If you remove L, what is left? Lynette, can you unmute yourself and tell me?
Sir, it is on.
It is earn, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's a very small message. It's a very small message that from the spelling of learn, if you remove L, what is left is earn. But it has deep meaning. What is that meaning? Your earning is hidden in your learning. कितना कमाएंगे आप उतना कमाएंगे जितना आप सीखेंगे. So your earning is hidden in your learning. So friends, this is the learning time for you, and I think that you will definitely learn something very useful, something very meaningful from these three sessions what I have to offer you. Okay, so now we begin our presentation, and I'll share with you my presentation in terms of my pedagogy would be like that I will have a PowerPoint presentation, and in that PowerPoint presentation I'll be having what you call some slides are there, as well as there are going to be some videos as well, and these videos are directly related with the theme of the session. And as I have already promised to you that every 10, 12, 15 minutes, either a video will come or some interaction will be there in terms of discussion. And I prefer one-to-one discussion by unmuting yourself. That is what I prefer more rather than your chats. Okay. So anyway, you will be also giving me continuously feedback regarding my video, audio, and my PPTs and my videos of YouTube and everything. My video means my picture to you and all. If everything is coming clear, then it's okay. If there is any problem, then you will let me know, because I have already made good arrangement of internet at home, and otherwise I will be switching to the alternative network arrangements also. So there should be no kind of barrier between us with regard to either the internet or language or whatever. That is why on the request of Lynette, I have shifted to complete English. So this business intelligence solutions for HR analytics. That is the topic that we are going to have. And there are going to be some of the aspects, like I'll be telling you about Industry 4.0, how it has evolved. I'll also be telling you about what is business intelligence and how that has also evolved. And then we'll be discussing about how the BI can be applicable to the HR analytics. Then we'll be also talking about some of the applications in real life by some of the leading corporate companies, including our focus will be more on the banking sector, because that is where I found that BI has got a lot of applications there. But before I do anything else, I want to show you this fantastic video. This is a mesmerizing video, and it sets the tone for your Industry 4.0, how information technology has come to affect everything that we have to offer. You will tell me, once I begin, you will tell me immediately that whether you are able to see both the video as well as hear the audio, because audio is also extremely good in this video. So you will let me know, right? Okay, I'll make it available, don't worry. Give me a second. Are you able to see the video and audio both?
Video is visible, audio is quite less, sir. If you can increase the volume, sir.
Okay. Volume is full. From the organizers, and if it can be magnified. So this was the video that I was sharing with you. And have you seen that how information technology has made quantum jumps over the period of last only few decades, or rather than one decade mainly? You have seen that in this particular video that the most populous community oblique country in the world, 2.8 billion Facebook, 1.44 billion China, 1.39 billion India. That is the statistics, current statistics of 2021 that I'm sharing with you. So that is where you will find that the information technology has come to rule the world, and our BI is an outcome of information technology. Even our whole industry 4.0 is based on this IT revolution itself. And so our total presentation and our discussion is focused on this particular aspect mainly. I'll take you through to a very quick overview of how the different industrial revolutions have taken place. The first revolution, referring to somewhere the period as back as 1776 to 1865, that was the era when the steam engines were coming up, mechanical production equipments were being made, and this manufacturing as a separate discipline was emerging. And that was the period when Adam Smith wrote his very famous work, Wealth of the Nation. I think if my memory serves me right, it came out in 1776. and the concept of division of labor for the first time was discussed in this particular book by Adam Smith. Then we enter the second industrial revolution, which happened during 1870 to 1914. And that is where this concept by Adam Smith of division of labor became practically possible. Electricity was invented, mass production systems came into being. The Ford automobiles came out with the mass production system, the assembly line manufacturing system for automobiles, which is in vogue till today, although it was used by Ford in 1914. So more than 100 years ago, the way the cars started being made, they are being made now still in the same way, because you go to any automobile manufacturing plant and you will find that they are using the assembly line manufacturing system. During that time, these famous works of famous what you can call people also, they have got this contributions in the form of very senior scientist H.G. Wells wrote a fictional book called Time Machine. Aldous Huxley wrote Brave New World. George Orwell wrote the book which was titled 1984. George Orwell was writing this book in 1948, and he was writing for future, and so he was not able to get any title. So what he did was that he reversed the numerals. So 48 became 84. So he titled his book as 1984. And even today, many of the prophecies made by George Orwell have yet to come true. Because if you read this particular book, I read it in 1984. The commemorative edition came out in that year, and that was the year when I completed my MBA. And so I wrote this, I referred to this particular book, and I found that many of the information technology breakthroughs were mentioned by George Orwell way back in 1948. That is amazing, actually. Then the third revolution during 1950 to 2010, and that is where the information technology had come, and electronics ruled the roost. Automated production systems were there. During this period, Alvin Toffler, who wrote Third Wave earlier, he came out with this book, Future Shock. And he said that STTP is focused mainly. That is 2011 to now. And now the smart factories, AI, robotics, predictive maintenance, 3D printing, Internet of Things, smart homes, smart cities, the things are evolving. This Industry 4.0 is continuously evolving, and we find every time that newer and newer developments which are coming up. Robotics are there. We have got Sophia, who was as the robot, humanoid robot, which was given. Yes, please. If there is any problem, let me know. So this humanoid robot, Sophia, who was given the citizenship of Saudi Arabia. So this is how. And even when we are talking now, there is already preparation going on for transiting from Industry 4.0 to Industry 5.0 also. There are developments which are taking place, which will see that we transit from Industry 4.0 to Industry 5.0 in near future. And one more phenomena is there, that while earlier revolutions lasted for much longer period of time, now the new revolutions will last for a smaller period of time. And this is the same thing what I have already described to you. After having discussed our this thing, Industry 4.0, then we go to the next segment, which is regarding the business intelligence. And you will be very glad to know that more than 10 years ago, I had guided one PhD on business intelligence. That is, in 2011, the person was awarded his PhD on business intelligence and its application in the banking sector. So you can understand that at that time, it was definitely the first of its kind academic research in the country. And business intelligence at that time was very much in infancy. Now it has matured, it has come into its full being, and it is being used. And whether you know it or not, you are also using some of the business intelligence solutions in your day to day life as well. Particularly, so many of the mobile apps that you are using, in mobile apps business intelligence is there, because that is where some dashboards are there and all. Nowadays most of the time you have to apply online for so many things, whether it is for your NEC accreditation of your institution. There again BI is used, because NEC is using portal which is having the performance dashboards, and all the BI applications are there. Similarly, I am a NEC assessor, and so I have my own page on the NEC portal, wherein again the business intelligence is used there. There are a number of examples that I can share with you. You are also making use of some of the health apps, health mobile apps and all. And so that is also there, that is where the business intelligence solutions are built into those mobile apps also. So what is this business intelligence all about? We discuss for next 10 minutes. Then we'll have some discussion with the participants and all. So it is, BI is the technology that allows us to go for gathering, storing, accessing, and analyzing data. Why? What is the purpose? To help make better decisions. Basically, to improve the quality of decisions, right? And so this is the process, and this is you can say a further extension on, or further improvement on the conventional MIS, the computer-based MIS, what we have been making use of in 80s and 90s. So those are there, but the BI has become a great improvement over those things. Now, this is a set of application that allows us to go for decision support systems, go for OLAP, that is online analytical processing. So much of statistical analysis, forecasting, data mining is possible through the application of business intelligence. And now we are entering into this era also, that is where more than decision making, now it is being used in analytics also. And so it is helping in analyzing business performance through data driven insight, understanding the past and predicting the current future. That is also possible through this BI software solutions. Now we find that basically BI enables us to make good quality decisions, mainly because of its feature that it is a fact-based tool. That is where the decision making cannot go wrong, and moreover it is the single version of the truth. What is the single version of the truth? जो हम पहले सुनते थे कि मेरा सच तुम्हारे सच से ज्यादा सच, तो वो चीजें अब जो सब्जेक्टिविटी in this decision making is removed with the application of business intelligence. Very interesting graphic here, and you see that how the timeline is there on the x-axis, and how the users have evolved over that period of time, that is there on the y-axis. And we find in the early 1990s and all, the data warehousing was the emphasis, and that is what I was saying, computer-based MIS basically. So here the emphasis was on getting the data. Then when we moved further and we entered the business intelligence era, so then we started making use of the data that we have gathered, that we have collected. And so that is where you found that so many of the decision support systems and executive support systems that have come to be used in the initial period of business intelligence. Then it is linked with the performance management somewhere around 2006 and 7. And so focus shifted from using the data to optimizing performance. That is where you can make use of this BI for optimizing your performance. Then comes the analytics. That is what we are going to discuss. That is more recent phenomena, 2013 onwards. That is the basically application of BI in analytics, and this analytics helps us in driving the processes. not only taking decisions, but driving the processes. That is where it is possible here. So this is the same thing what I have discussed previously. Now, friends, I'll talk only about this one more important thing, that is regarding BI versus BA, and then we'll go to the next segment after having some discussion. So BI is business intelligence and BA is business analytics. So there is a difference that exists between the two of them. We should understand that, and I'll have a video also to show you how the BI and BA are different from each other. BI basically is useful in monitoring and tracking our key performance indicators in the form of reports and dashboards. So monitoring and tracking our metrics or key performance indicators in the form of reports and dashboards, that will be business intelligence. I was telling you about the mobile health app and all, and so many of you are using it, and then at the end of the day it gives you the feedback that how many steps you have walked today, how many calories you have burnt, how many calories you have consumed, and complete report every night. You can fix up the time, schedule it, and so you will get that report and things like that. So that would be your business intelligence. But when we make use of business intelligence in our you can say business decision making and for advanced purposes, then we have to actually shift to business analytics. And business analytics refers to making meaningful use and sense of the metrics that we have actually identified in business intelligence and correlating them with other factors, and understanding the trends and using statistical algorithm, doing some trend analysis, predict outcomes, and that's whole thing is much more complex than business intelligence, and that is what is called business analytics. And so business analytics, you can say, is a great improvement over business intelligence, and here the focus is on more predictive analytics and more of the active role of BI in decision making. So that is what I wanted to share with you here. This particular graphic will also make it very clear that in on the left hand side we are going to talk about the traditional BI. That is where our focus will be on standard reports and dashboard reflecting some of the performance metrics and all. Some ad hoc reports regarding the current performance, etc., can be there. Some elementary analysis with regard to the cube analysis, etc., will be there. Some alerts can also be there that if any payment is getting delayed or any report submission is getting delayed, so you can get some alerts also. So that part is the traditional BI. But when we come to the right hand side of our graphic here, and so business analytics, it uses techniques such as statistical analysis, forecasting, predictive modeling, optimization. So these techniques, when we apply on the data gathered in the previous this thing, you can say stage or model of BI, and if we apply these advanced statistical tools and techniques on this model, then we can do the predictions for future, we can do the forecasting, we can make use of predictive analytics, and you will agree with me that it is business analytics which is much more beneficial and much more useful and much more advanced than its traditional BI counterpart. So friends, I'll show you a video and let me see that whether this video can be shown from here itself, or I may have to reshare it with you. Please let me know once you see the video and the audio.
Business intelligence is a technology-driven process of analyzing data and presenting actionable information.
Sir, it is visible. And
audio also?
Yes, yes,
yes. For decision making. It combines a variety of tools, technologies, and methods with the intent of driving positive change and boosting company performance. BI encompasses a variety of analytics processes, including data mining, predictive analysis, text mining, statistical analysis, and big data analytics, as well as reporting processes and tools like data visualization software, key performance indicators, performance benchmarking, and
Hello.
querying.
Yes, good
By
answer.
improving access to company data, BI can increase overall profitability through effective decision-making and optimize internal processes, as well as by helping businesses discover new revenues, identify market trends, and spot business problems. BI is often used interchangeably with business analytics, but there are differences. Typically, BI uses both past and current data to inform current decisions for current success, while business analytics uses past data to explain current data and predict what will happen in the future. In other words, BI addresses the what and how, while business analytics addresses the why and what next.
So, after having discussed what is BI and what is BA, and with the help of this video also you have seen, we come back to our PowerPoint presentation. Are you able to see the slide here? Anyone can report?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We can see them. These.
Okay, fine.
Yes, sir.
So this is where we can have different formats of the BI in the sense that we can have the dashboards, which is the most common this thing depiction or format used in BI. And this dashboard here, if you are making use of any of the BI tool, then the first thing you will get, the user interface that you will get is from the dashboard here. We can do some ad hoc analysis in the sense that the initial reports that can be generated by the data that we have collected. So this some of the data that you are seeing here in the form of tabular form, and some graphics are also there. Then we can make use of the scorecards in the sense that what has been the performance metrics and how the company has fared on different aspects. Then the final reports can be generated from this, you can say, ad hoc analysis and the scorecard, merging them together. And so the final reports that can also be generated through BI. So this is just a visual that I wanted to share with you. You can see a portfolio dashboard here, and this is how the screen will look like. And you can see the plenty of information is there in one single screen that you will be finding, taking your time to improve, and taking your this thing, what you can call the decision making can also be there for present type of things. Then there are some more formats. This is a performance point, like we have seen in the previous one also. So the different performance metrics can be depicted here. They can be reported. Now we come to this process of business intelligence that will give you an idea how the business intelligence actually works. And so this is kind of the pyramid that we are seeing here. And the base of the pyramid, the bottom of the pyramid, we find that there are so many data sources. And so many data sources in terms of from different departments, so much of the information that can be collected, the data that can be collected. And then this data is sourced, and then it is stored in what is called as data warehouse. Then we will have the some kind of exploration of the data in terms of how to retrieve data from the data warehouse. And that is where we can do some structure query language, also SQL. And earlier we were using RDBMS, but then SQL is the current this thing technique tool here. And so this data exploration will also help us in data mining. Data mining will be the making use of that data which is really required for us. And also you will see the lot of applications of this BI here, because the related topic that we are discussing is the big data analysis. And so there are so many of the major marketing companies which are making use of this BI for analyzing the big data, and based on that they are taking their marketing decisions also. Similar examples you will find when you are watching some programs on Netflix and all, then you will get the recommendations of the similar programs and all. Similarly, when you are placing an order on the online commerce this thing website, online shopping website, there you will find that on this website what you are having, and that is again I think that once you buy a product like for example some garment or jeans or t-shirt or whatever, then for future you are bombarded with similar kind of advertisements from that website and other competitors also and all. So this is what is happening here, that how they are doing data mining and how they are making use of it for marketing their products and all. Data presentation and visualization, we have seen just those previous slides, that is where the web dashboards and performance metrics and all those things are there. And then based on everything, but based on the presented data, then the decision making is taking place. If the decision making pertains to the present decisions, then BI is enough. If decision makings refer to the future time period and future decision making, forecasting, etc., then we'll have to go one step forward and go to business analytics. So I have tried to keep this discussion very simple, though it's a technical subject and which may not be very this thing familiar with many of the participants here, but I have tried to make it very, very simple for your purpose. In this particular slide, we are showing here that different layers are there, and it is quite similar to the previous slide of process of BI. So here the source layer is there from where the data is coming, and the different departments are there, and you see the tools like MS Excel, etc. are being used here. Then the data warehouse layer, that is where the data is arranged, organized using SQL, and then from it can be easily retrieved also. And then the presentation layer is here. So after we have applied some analysis on the data, then we can report and present our data in terms of performance dashboard and metrics, etc. and all. So this is what is the different three layers. At the bottom is source layer, in the middle is data warehouse, and at the visible level, the front level will be the presentation layer here. Like I said that we will go to this next segment a bit later, but as keeping in view our this thing promise, now I want to have some kind of discussion with the participants in terms of what we have been discussing so far. To refresh your memory, I started with talking to you about some experiment that I have conducted about listening in the online environment. And also I asked you to write learn, and then you removed L, so you got earn. And then we have discussed how this industry 1.0, 2.0, 3.0, and 4.0, how this evolution has taken place. The landmark publications, landmark books, which have actually laid the foundation for these revolutions, that were also discussed by me. And I have told you that industry 4.0 may soon give way to industry 5.0 also, because I'm a speaker in one of the international conferences in Bhubaneswar, and that is where one of the sessions they are talking about is transition from industry 4.0 to industry 5.0. It's a bit too early, but then yes, the participants from all over the world will be there, and so they'll be talking about their different country practices as to how this particular what you can call how this particular phenomena will actually be taking place in their organization. Is there any problem with my screen?
Sir, it is visible, but
Okay.
some of the
Some
participants,
yeah.
yes,
So,
but it is visible.
maybe at their end the internet connectivity may be there, but if the
Yes, sir.
majority of them are able to see, so no problem.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Then I told you about BI, and in the BI I told you that how the landmark work that my scholar Dr. Azimuddin Khan has done, this PhD on business intelligence of and its application in banking sector. And you will find that we have written 6 papers from that thesis, and all of them were published in leading journals of India and abroad. one paper was published in Pragyan, which is NIBM Pune's journal and of international repute, and many papers in Web of Science and Scopus and all those indexing services, good quality journals were published. At that time itself, during 2010 to 2015, we wrote this 5-6 papers on BI itself. So you will find that I have tried to give you very simply what is BI and what is BA, what is the difference between the two, what is the process of BI, how it has evolved, and how it is made use of, and how it is actually affecting our day-to-day life and all those things. Recently, I was invited by UGC to evaluate projects under STRIDE. Some of you might have applied for a STRIDE scheme. And so that is where, again, we were making use of this BI tool for making evaluation. The portal was there and we were doing our evaluation and uploading our report in that portal itself. And so this BI has come to stay, and most of the organizations are making use of it in their day-to-day working to improve their performance. So this much I have discussed with you so far. Now I want to have some kind of discussion with you regarding what has been your understanding, if still you are having any query or any question, and if you want to add anything to the discussion that is going on. So you are most welcome. There are 5 to 6 minutes time available to you for this particular exercise. Then we'll move to the next segment. First of all, I'll ask for volunteers. Otherwise, I'll point out by name, and you will be required to interact with me.
Participants, you may unmute yourself. The rights have been given, and you may raise your queries.
I was told that we have some participants from Bangladesh, and I can see Rifat Khan. If you can unmute yourself and interact with me, please.
Ma'am is there. Ma'am, the rights have been given. I will still. Ma'am, you can unmute yourself. Ma'am, Seema ma'am, please try to unmute. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Now it's working.
Yes.
Good afternoon, everyone. Sir, I want to know, you have shared your insights about how higher educations are using BI in their operation for NAC accreditation and all. Can you please share more information about how they are using BI? Because what I have understood is they are using descriptive analytics, that is BI. So can you suggest something to use predictive analytics in their operations?
Sure. And participants, let me tell you that Seema is not simply a participant in this session. She has, you can say she is the co-presenter with me, in the sense that it is her hard work that you are seeing what I am presenting. She has worked tirelessly day and night for helping me in making this particular presentation. And she has been a very, very active research scholar of mine, and she is also working on this particular topic itself of HR analytics. And so there is a very bright future that awaits her in future. Coming back to her question regarding her observation that descriptive analytics is so far being used by the academic institutions, I fully agree with you. And the higher education institutions will still have to evolve to that next stage of predictive analytics. And I think that with the advent of this new education policy 2020, now some of the features are there. There is a National Technological Forum is there, NTF, and with this, the induction and introduction of technology in academic world will further increase. And I'm sure that in future, this predictive analytics will come to be used in academic world. Though it is already being used in corporate world, there are some examples that I'll be sharing in the next segment. So thank you, Seema, for everything. You have helped me in making this presentation also. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. All your blessings, sir.
Kavita, Professor Kavita, request you to unmute and interact with me briefly.
Kavita ma'am, you can unmute yourself, ma'am.
We should have other volunteers. Firoz Khan is there. Bhavna is there. I can see so many names. Without your interaction, I will not proceed further.
Yes. Yes, Lakshmi ma'am. Ma'am, please unmute yourself, ma'am. Yes, thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Yeah, boliye, madam.
Yeah, it's a very nice session, sir. We know so many new things. It's a very informative and it is a very intellectual. I like this session very much.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
this
But
intelligence, business intelligence and business analytics is a very new concept, and we also must know about something, these concepts in a.
very correct, madam. And I don't want the compliments. I want more of the discussion. So that way we can have. For compliments, I need them.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
but you do reserve it for feedback.
Yeah.
So anyway, let's proceed further. But I don't worry. We are there for 3 sessions. I'll make nearly every participant speak. So we'll have more and more interaction, definitely. Okay. So now we move to because the time is also shortage. So we move to HR analytics. And HR analytics, you can say, is part of business analytics. That means that whatever we are trying to do in business analytics, that in the HR functional area, if we are doing the same thing, if we are applying business analytics to HR functional area, then we enter the field of HR analytics. And HR analytics is very, very important because you know that without human resources, any organization is not cannot function. It can be paralyzed. So the human being, the human resources are the most important resource of the organization. And there is a lot of quantitative techniques involved. People have this notion that HR is totally theoretical. I agree, but then there are so many of the quantitative information which is required in an organization. For example, for doing HR planning, that what is the current requirement of the manpower, what is the number of employees you are having, whether there is any shortfall, so what measures to fill up that gap, or if you are having excess, then what is the policy for retrenchment and this thing shedding away the extra fat. And also you will be looking at this aspect that in future what will be the requirement of human resources, and also you will be requiring what you call that how HR analytics can be done in a proper manner, so that our HR planning for present and future both needs are taken care of. So this is why I have chosen HR analytics here for application of BI in the HR analytics basically. And so here, like I said, that so much of data mining is required. Even neural networks are used for HR analytics. Machine learning is also there. And this is all moving towards your artificial intelligence basically. Neural network is something which you should know and you should understand also, because my task is not to drop high sounding terms here, but my task is to make them simple and make you understand those terms in a simpler manner. So neural network, that refers to the nerves like neurons. So neurosciences bhi jo term hai wahin se aaya. So neural network means making connections, and making connections and then acting accordingly. I was interacting with one of the professors from United States of America, and he was a expert of this thing, prevention of cyber crimes and prevention of banking frauds and all. And so he was sharing with me one of the this thing innovative practice that he had given to many of the banking organizations in the US. And what was that? He told me that in the ATMs of the US, there are these neural network devices which are installed in the ATM. And once the customer has gone there, and once the customer is using his fingers to withdraw the money and all, this neural sensor device will sense that response is normal or not. And if the response is abnormal in terms of that some fidgeting is there, some hesitation is there, some tremors are there, and so it will block the payment then and there. And why? Based on this logic that if somebody wants to commit a crime, then his response is not natural, and that unnatural response is detected by the ATM, and then the payment is stopped. So many of the bank frauds were prevented with the use of this neural network itself. Then there were some complaints also which were received by the banks, because some people said that I had a fight with my wife just before going to ATM, and because of which my response was not normal and all, and so why my payment was blocked and all those things. So bank was able to satisfy them, or tell them that next time when you are in good mood, you go there and withdraw your money. It's better that any criminal, if he empties your account, so this is better, like that. So this is one example that I have given you here. Let me show you this particular video, and then we'll go to the next segment again.
In building a successful business,
video and audio both are there.
Audio is visible. Video एक बार आप video नहीं आ रहा है sir. Video is not visible.
human resource
Acha.
departments globally are not.
You are not getting the video, sure?
Yes sir, video नहीं दिख.
Okay. So let me do the whole process again. Stop sharing and all. So please bear with me for some time. Just a second.
In building a successful business, arguably the most valuable asset within the organization is the people.
आप दोनों आ रहे हैं?
Yes sir. Yes.
Human resource departments globally are now looking towards data analytics to provide informed and unbiased decision making. This method is considered to be more effective and objective compared to the traditional method involving human feedback and reviews. Thanks to the rapid advancement in artificial intelligence and machine learning, human resource professionals now have even more data available to help in areas such as informing promotion and salary decisions. A major demotivator for many high-performing employees is watching underperforming peers receive promotions. There can be several factors that lead to this, but human bias and nepotism can often play a part. Taking a database approach can help organizations monitor the rate at which employees are receiving promotions and highlight the key factors driving these decisions. Understanding attrition and increasing retention. Performance-based analytics can also be applied to predict which employees might be more prone to leave, while further telling a story about what could contribute towards attrition. Besides that, organizations can also analyze data on their turnover rate to understand trends and address sudden spikes. Measuring employee development and learning outcomes. A vibrant training program can benefit organizations with a more productive workforce and improvements in retention. Rather than merely obtaining training feedback, organizations can shift focus towards the comprehension of the program and effectively track the employee's actual progress throughout the training. Companies can go a step further by applying predictive analytics to customize their training content that better meets employee learning styles at an individual level. While intelligent data metrics certainly provide human resource professionals with valuable knowledge, the human resource team must continue to maintain the human element of their role to ensure these tools truly add human value. By expanding the skills and knowledge in data mining and management, machine learning applications and business analytics can produce highly effective human resource professionals. Click the subscribe button for more.
So we proceed further, and are you able to see my slide here?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. So this is where I have tried to show you that there are different stages of HR analytics, and on the x-axis I have taken from simplified to complexity, and on the y-axis I have taken the business value from less to more. And firstly, you see here that if you do only reporting, then it is very simple, but the business value added is also very less. But when you proceed from reporting to analysis and monitoring, when you try to answer this question, why did it happen, what is happening now and all, so then you have entered the descriptive analytics, which will be basically business intelligence. But if you want to proceed further, that is predictive analytics, definitely complexity will be more, but the business value will also be high. And this is where when you enter predictive analytics, then you have actually entered BA, that is business analytics here. And so then what can happen in future? This kind of questions can be answered here. And then the fourth and the final one, the zenith at the moment, is prescriptive analytics. Prescriptive analytics means now you have got so much of the application of BI and BA in your organization, what to do in future. That, for example, in 2025, how many employees you should be having, what qualifications, what skills they should be having, and all those kind of HR decisions that you should be able to take in future. That will be prescriptive analytics. So this is a very good slide for stages of HR analytics. Now I want to actually show you some BI solutions which are being used for HR analytics. And these some famous ones are Vizier, Power BI and Excel, and Qlik and Tableau. And these are for different, you can say, different generations of solutions they are, because data aggregation is the first generation, that is where Vizier is used. Data analysis, the next generation, is there for Power BI and Excel are used there. Data visualization is the third generation, that is where Qlik and Tableau BI solutions are basically used here. This will not make much sense to you unless you are making use of these solutions yourself. So I'll just give you an overview that this is the Vizier, as I said, that this is used for data aggregation basically. This Power BI is there. This is very popular, and this is very straightforward. That is where it works on the multiple sources of the information. They are connected, and they are actually analyzed at Power BI, and then the output we get in terms of different reports and different dashboards and all. It works on the principles of structured query language basically. And so that is where we are currently in India, we are making use of Power BI in a big way for basically descriptive analytics. Qlik is another such BI solution, which is very much suitable for our data aggregation, but then it goes beyond data aggregation to warehousing, and from warehousing to dashboarding. And so this is the Qlik view you can see here, and it is the dashboard which is showing different KPIs and different analysis you find here in terms of pie charts and bar diagram, and so many of the information with so many features are there. And so this is Qlik for you, and this is also very popular nowadays. Then there is Tableau. This Tableau software is also a very fastest growing data visualization tool, and this is currently, because of its application in data visualization, currently the most preferred one. But let me tell you that advanced level of organizations only are able to make use of this Tableau software. And basically, we can convert our raw data into easily understandable format. The very good feature of this Tableau is that we don't require so much of technical skills and coding knowledge, etc., to make use of this software, and easily we can make use of this software. It is made in such a manner that user friendliness is the highest. Let me show you a video here, and this video will actually be telling us that what is this Tableau.
Tableau empowers everyone to see and understand their data.
Are you able to see the video and audio?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine.
It's business intelligence for your entire organization. Explore and analyze data in seconds. Just drag and drop to discover trends and outliers. Or use natural language to go from question to answer in an instant. Connect to the data you care about, whether it's a spreadsheet, database, or big data. Access data warehouses or cloud data. Tableau Prep helps you quickly and confidently transform and shape your data for analysis. Easily combine data from multiple sources. See all your data at a glance with Prep Builder's visual and direct interface. Smart grouping algorithms make it easy to reorganize your data. Then publish and schedule your flows with Prep Conductor. Or open the output directly in Tableau Desktop for analysis, where you can ask questions, change your perspective, and reveal deeper meaning. Transform your data into powerful interactive dashboards. Securely share your data and dashboards with Tableau Online or Tableau Server, so everyone in your organization can ask and answer their own questions right from a browser, tablet, or phone. Whether you want a fully hosted solution like Tableau Online, or to manage your own Tableau server on premises or in the cloud, the choice is yours. Everyone in your organization can access data and dashboards to explore and find their own insights in a trusted and secure environment. Tableau's management tools give you control over everything, from user permissions to data source connectivity and the visibility you need to support your deployment. Tableau naturally fits within the fabric of your business, so you can easily scale from small teams to full organizations with thousands of users. Tableau, see and understand your data.
So like you have seen in this particular video that it is very simple to be used without any technical knowledge. This can be used, and a lot of applications which are there of Tableau because of the data visualization ability of it. These are some of the BI platforms. You can say the solution providers, companies which are there, like Oracle is there. You know that Oracle has, particularly for banking sector, has developed their BI software, which is called Finacle. And then Informatica, IBM has also come out with Cognos software. Then there are Teradata, SAS, so many of these companies which are there, which are having their different BI platforms for offering BI solutions. My focus in the last segment would be on BI in action. There are so many companies, you know very well, Amazon is there, Flipkart is there, Myntra is there. They are online commerce websites, and they are the, you can say, legends in their field, and they are making use of business intelligence. That is why they are so much efficient in their operations. And even during Corona pandemic, that after initial few months of lockdown, then from July onward, when unlockdown in different phases started, then these e-commerce sites were our saviors actually in many cases, and we could get so many of the our household goods from these sites. And so they were so efficient because of at the back end the BI was in operation. IT companies, they develop their this thing BI solutions, as well as they make use of some of these solutions for their own operations also. Accenture, Wipro, HP, Cognizant, so many of these companies, they are all into making use of predictive analytics in their operations. Finally, I would like to discuss with you that business intelligence and business analytics have come to be used in Indian banking industry in a big way. That is where you will find that SBI has come out with their YONO, YONO, the mobile banking app. ICICI has come out with their iMobile banking app. And these mobile banking apps, they are upgrading them regularly. Their updated versions are coming regularly. And more of the BA is being used nowadays. HDFC is using business analytics to get a complete picture of the customer, so that the credit worthiness of the customer can be judged. And also, you know very well that NPA is a major problem in the banking industry, and so this BA, business analytics, is being put to use in a great way to minimize and prevent this NPA actually. ICICI Bank is using business intelligence and analytics to reduce credit losses. Similarly, Axis Bank is also using analytics for customer intelligence and risk management. ING Vyasya Bank has used data modeling and neural network scoring engine for customer analysis. Like you have seen that KYC and the customer analysis is greatly in focus. State Bank of India has added social media to the mix also. They are marketing their products and services using the social media, the digital media marketing and all, using BI basically. So these are some of the examples and some of the applications of business intelligence and business analytics in the Indian banking industry. I have limited myself to the Indian banking industry only. Though a traditional though a corporate house which promotes the traditional and age-old ancient products like Patanjali, but still it is also making use of BI in a big way. The other companies are also there. In conclusion, we can say that BI solutions make it possible for HR within organizations to gain actionable insight from business data and to leverage these insights to meet critical goals. And so in this particular presentation, what we have been doing so far, that is where we have divided our presentation into different segments. In the first segment, we talked about Industry Revolution 4.0. In the second segment, we talked about business intelligence and business analytics. In the third segment, we basically talked about HR analytics, why it is important. In the fourth segment, we talked about BI applications for HR analytics. And finally, the last segment, I tried to give you a complete overview of how the BI solutions are being used, especially in the Indian corporate world. And believe me that they are being used in a big way. And in future, you will find even more advanced applications of this BI, which you will see in future. And I'm just prophesizing. You can mark my words, write down in your diary that if so no question, when the Industry 5.0 will be ushered in, it will be driven by mostly BI and BA and AI also. So artificial intelligence, business analytics, robotics, these will be the drivers of Industry 5.0 in future. There are many instances I want to share with you, though I'm not speaking on AI here, but then I have been speaking on AI since 2015. And so let me tell you that there is a hotel in Japan, and in every room, they have got a bot there. Bot is a short for robot, and a small device which is their personal assistant kind of device. And then this bots are installed in every room, and they are there to assist the guests there. And during this recent last 1 year or so, a very interesting story came out from Japan that some of the guests who were snoring, kharrate jo le rahe the kuch guests, so then this bot, which was not programmed for this thing, it became agitated, and so it made so much noise that that guest has to actually wake up from the deep sleep and all, and then they were actually frustrated and they lodged the complaint. And then later on, even this snoring thing was programmed into bots, and now they are performing well. So on the humorous side, that is what I am telling you, that artificial intelligence will actually come to rule the roost in future. So friends, this was all my presentation. I tried to make it less and less technical, more and more application oriented. I tried to keep the things on a very simple platform, that is where we can talk about the business applications, managerial applications, decision making, forecasting, analysis, and all those things. I hope you have understood my presentation in detail, and I can have one question, one or two questions from the audience just now. If more questions are there, you can leave them in the chat, and in the beginning of our next session at 2:30, we will be taking up these questions first of all. Then we'll go to the next topic, which I already told you is a life-changing session on emotional intelligence. Okay, so that's all from my side. I like to start the session in time, and I like to end the session in time also. So that is why I'm allowing only one question for this session. Otherwise, we will be meeting in the next session. Thank you. I'm handing over to you, Kiran.
Sir, Nidhi Desai.
Nidhi.
So we have Kavita ma'am. Kavita ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so
Good
much.
afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
And good afternoon to all the participants. It gives me immense pleasure to deliver the vote of thanks to Karunesh sir, our today's resource person. I would like to thank our today's resource person who honored this program or session with his valuable input and real insight. And I'm running short of words to express my humble thanks to Karunesh sir for providing us with a valuable inputs with enriching this SST program. Big thanks to sir for not only sparing their valuable time for us to grace this occasion of SSTP, but also enlightening us. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, Kavita ji, for vote of thanks. But I have a complaint. When I wanted to interact with you, you were not there, or probably something. I want the session to be more and more interactive. So
Yes,
next time in my next session, then we are going to have more interaction. Okay.
Okay, sir. Okay. Thank you very much, sir.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you,
Kiran.
sir.
See you at 2:30. Oh, Nidhi.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I just information for all the participants. We will be again resuming for the session sharp at 2:30. As sir told that he is always on time and he starts the session on time. So requesting all the participants, please join the meeting on time. And the session is on emotional intelligence for interpersonal effectiveness. So thank you, sir, and thank you all the participants.
Thank
So
you. Enjoy
shall
your
I,
lunch.
Sir, shall I end